Teke Teke. Teke Teke is a Japanese urban legend about the ghost of a young woman or schoolgirl who is said to have fallen onto a railway line where her body was cut in half by a train. She is an onyo, or a vengeful spirit who lurks in urban areas and around train stations at night. Since she no longer has a lower body, she travels on either her hands or elbows, dragging her upper torso and making a scratching or teke teke-like sound. If she encounters an individual, she will chase them and slice them in half at the torso, killing them in such a way that mimics her own disfigurement. One version of the story contains a young woman known as Kashima Reiko, who is said to have died when her legs were severed from her body by a train. According to legend, her legless spirit haunts bathroom stalls, asking occupants if they know where her legs are. If a questioned individual replies with an answer that Kashima does not find acceptable, she will rip or cut their legs off. Individuals may survive the encounter by replying that her legs are on the Meishin Railway, or by responding with the phrase Kamen Shinima, or Mask, Death, Demon, which may be the phonetic root of Kashima's name. The legend of Kashima Reiko has been described as a bathroom-centric variation of Teke Teke, and some versions of the legend state that when an individual learns of Kashima's story, she will appear to them within 1 month. Teke Teke are almost always women, though in a few versions of the urban legend the ghost is male. She has no lower half. She runs about on her arms, creating the distinctive Teke Teke sound from which she gets her name. Teke Teke chases its victims down dark roads. Despite having no legs, a Teke Teke can run incredibly fast. So fast, in fact, that it can even catch up to victims who are speeding away in cars. When it catches them, something terrible happens. The legends are not always clear what. In some variations of the story, the Teke Teke carries a sickle. It slices the victims in half at the waist and steals their legs. Like with most urban legends, there are so many versions of the Teke Teke story that it is impossible to know what the original story was or where it began. Every locality has its own version, with different details. In some stories, the Teke Teke was the victim of a tragic accident. In others, it was suicide. In some stories, certain magic charms can protect you from its wrath. In others, nothing can protect you, and you will certainly die. In some versions, the Teke Teke's victims become Teke Teke themselves. There are a number of threads in common between many of the variations, and the most common ones point toward a woman from Hokkaido named Kashima Reiko. In the years after World War II, an office worker in Muroran, Hokkaido was assaulted and raped by American military personnel. That night, she leapt off a bridge onto the railway tracks and was hit by an oncoming train. The impact was so forceful that her body was torn in half at the waist. The severe cold of the Hokkaido night caused her blood vessels to contract and prevented her from bleeding out quickly. Instead, she squirmed and wriggled about for help for several minutes. She crawled all the way to a train station and was seen by an attendant. Instead of trying to help her, the station attendant just covered her with a plastic tarp. She died a slow, agonizing death. According to legend, 3 days after hearing this story, you will see the ghost of a woman with no lower half. The ghost is that of the woman hit by the train. The ghost will try to catch you, and escape is impossible, even in a car. The ghost can crawl at speeds of up to 150 kilometers per hour. Some say that the ghost is searching for her legs, which were lost when she was cut in half. Others say that she is angry at humanity for not helping her when she was dying, and that she is simply out to slaughter as many people as she can. When she catches you, she will tear you in half and steal the lower half of your body. Shortly after hearing the legend, she will ask you a riddle, either in a dream or in a mysterious telephone call. The only way to escape death is to answer her questions exactly the right way. She will ask you, "Do you need your legs?" You must reply, "I need them right now." Then she will ask you, "Who told you my story?" You must reply, "Kashima Reiko."